According to Algerian television, this amateur video taken by one of the freed captives shows the remains of some of the foreign workers killed this week during the hostage crisis at a natural gas facility. And this amateur video shows the jeeps destroyed by government forces Thursday, jeeps filled with the suspected attackers as they tried to flee with their hostages. Images released as the government announced the 4-day-long crisis was finally over. On Saturday, Army helicopters swooped over the complex as the remaining militants and their captives were cornered by Algerian special forces. But efforts to bring the remaining hostages out alive failed. Workers from Britain, the U.S., Japan, and Norway are among those still unaccounted for. The plant's co-owner, BP, says 4 staff are still missing.
Tragically, we have grave fears that we may have fatalities from this group. We're working very closely with the families, providing them information, counseling, and other needs.
Publicly, at least, the militants had offered to release hostages in return for the freedom of Islamist prisoners. But it seems the gunmen never intended to negotiate. Workers described how the gunmen went from room to room hunting for non-Muslims.
They started to shoot at us, so we went back to the bedrooms, but we heard the Japanese men talking in English and the terrorists shouting, "God is greatest." And we also heard the sound of shooting. The next day, we went back to the base and we found their dead bodies.
Algeria's decision to raid the complex alone angered some governments, but its close ally France defended the hardline stance.
Hostages have died. They were killed in cold blood, and if we needed any justification of the action we have taken against terrorism, we have got it.
In London, to meet his British counterpart, the U.S. Defense Secretary declined to criticize Algeria and instead issued a warning to the militants.
We cannot accept attacks against our citizens and our interests abroad. Neither can we accept an al-Qaeda safe haven anywhere in the world.
A warning to al-Qaeda members across Africa. Western nations now have them in their sights. Rosiland, Jordan, Al Jazeera.